Let's do this. Hi guys, this is the Brentalfloss Q&A. Welcome! Get excited because you're gonna need to. I know it's hangover o'clock, but if we all simulate excitement, it'll eventually lead to something like the real thing. What I intend to do with you today is nothing short of showing you at least two things that nobody else has seen in their current form. One of them is an unfinished rough cut, and I really want you to pay attention to the words, unfinished and rough. You're going to need to use some imagination. Unfinished rough cut of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon with lyrics. This year's Flosstober video. And also, I've been developing a game since last February called Use Your Words. It's interactive, you play it with your phones, and the good people that are in charge of Portland Retro Gaming Expo have given me Wi-Fi so that we can attempt to play it together today. So, yeah, should be fun. It's a really clunky, glitchy prototype. It's basically like if you were like, I think I can build an airplane, but all I have is duct tape, toilet paper, and a lot of glue. So you've got a thing that flies, but man, it's not very pretty. Like, that's what the game is right now. It's just a basic concept. And we did, in fact, use a lot of glue and toilet paper. It's a long story. Anyway, what does that even mean? Anyway, let's not think about it. So, first off, you guys that were here last night at my live show, thank you so much for coming. I'm apparently going to have an autograph session right after this. So if you're only here Sunday and you want an autograph, you want to buy a CD, you want a handshake, selfie, butt slap, whatever you like, I will be going directly from here to the autograph area. You'll be able to just walk with me there. And I think Bro Jared's also doing a signing if you wanted to kill two birds with one stone there. You guys ready to see what I have of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon with lyrics? This thing is weird. It's probably going to change a lot before it's done. What I wanted to do is just do EGAD rapping one more time because I love EGAD rapping. So I had to go like, well, what worked about Luigi's Mansion with lyrics? The ghosts sang and then EGAD rapped, and then the ghosts sang and then EGAD rapped. So I tried to do that again. It's rare for me to do a sequel and bring back kind of a characterization from one video to the next. So we'll see how it goes. And I may even like do some feedback of what would be better about it, but it is what it is. Just let's enjoy what I have of the abruptly ending Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, all with lyrics.
Everything was swell until someone split the dark moon. Then something strange brought on a change.
EGAD to Luigi! Am I coming in clear? Do you read me? That shit's heating up like fondue. Gonna dig into my clip like fondue. These ghosts seem unassailable. Don't worry, they're still inhalable. I don't want somebody that's failable. But your bro Mario's unavailable.
Step into the dark. I've been dimensions.
Gotta stop that king who, cause he broke up the whole dark moon, dude. Now he's bringing that new boo-hoo-doo. Everybody's in deep, deep doo-doo. The ghosts in the valley are super peeved. Do you have to wipe your nose right on your sleeve?
Can be our special guest in one more spooky quest.
I need someone who sucks.
And you suck the best.
Okay, the best.
Your sucking beats the rest.
Let's go. Get your face out of that toilet bowl. You gotta save a little clingy ass hole. That ain't Betty coming out your hose. Just skin cells, mold, old boogers and ghosts. Add magic to a spooky hall. Shine the rainbow light over on the wall. And that's life, cause after all, sometimes you just gotta suck some balls.
Step into the dark. In my missions.
You really gotta be OCD, like the worst guest at an Airbnb. Get dough, get cash, get brings, then pay me to upgrade my own things. A gold bone, that's an extra life. You better dig for gold like Hulk's wife. Look at you bringing that badass jive, burning a harmless arachnid alive. What does it look like inside of your head? This plant has feelings, but you're like dead. Used to be you were the gentler bro, smarter and nicer than Mario. Give you a vacuum and boom bang pow. Luigi, you're the monster now.
That's all I got so far. So anyway, thank you. It's getting there. It's a weird thing when, as a YouTube song guy thing, you try to recapture the magic of what you did before. I feel like this is sort of like the Hangover Part 2 of Luigi's Mansion with lyrics. It's like me trying to do the same thing again, but different. It's probably not going to be the best video I've ever done. However, any reference I can make to Donald Trump's wife, anytime you can get a shot of Luigi sticking his face in the toilet bowl, and what's the other one? Oh, making a weird life metaphor out of sucking balls out of the air. It's pretty, you know, like I'm happy with it. Anyway, and I'm thinking about a Five Nights at Freddy's with lyrics, just because, honestly, everybody has an opinion about the game. So if I make fun of it, but also sort of do it justice with an original that's really fun, I mean, there's a little bit of a greedy element too. Like, have you guys noticed that if you take a song that's not all that great, but it's sort of poppy, and you put in the title on YouTube, a Five Nights at Freddy's song, it's gonna get 38 million views? Like, have you seen these songs? They're like, anyway, it drives me crazy, because it's a weird world, y'all. So the point is, if I can poke that pinata with a song that's actually halfway decent and addresses the things going on in Five Nights at Freddy's, for instance, why would you go back to work? After one night of that shit, I'm going to the homeless shelter. I'm gonna move in with mom. I'm gonna call my sister in a different state and figure something out. I'm not going back. Five Nights at Freddy's, more like one half of a night at Freddy's, and then I'm out. See ya. 2 weeks notice, and not coming back. And I also thought about a thing that probably less than one of you will get, but like maybe a breakdown that does a parody of the song called One Night in Bangkok. There's no one night in Bangkok, but it's like Five Nights at Freddy's and the why did you go back to work? We'll see. My initial thought was like, wouldn't it be cool to make a tune that's got the sort of minor key swing of the Aladdin score, like Friend Like Me, the genie sings, mixed with like a spooky Danny Elfman kind of like Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice kind of feel. Could make it for a really like, you know, one of these like, like almost like the Donkey Kong Country thing, but dark. We'll see, I don't fucking know. What I do know is I'm working on an Arkham Knight song that I don't have a demo of it, but the joke is basically like, actually, I do have, oh, don't be anything embarrassing, please, Jesus. No, not that one. Oh, God, I hope it's not like list of my favorite porn. Is it Arkham Knight Connotes? Yes, okay. So the joke of this song is that, like, when I was playing Arkham Knight, there's all these, like, thugs that go, like, the bat doesn't kill. Don't worry, he won't kill you. The bat doesn't kill. Obviously, Batman has this I don't kill people rule. That's cool. But there's so many people in the game that definitely perished. Like, you like set an explosive gel on the ground, and then when you set it off around 10 guys, they all fly 15 feet. Like, you drop out of, you eject yourself into the air 300 feet, and then you drop straight down, and with both your feet in a metal bat suit, kick a guy's neck. He's dead, okay? He's dead. If you call the Batmobile with your weird Batmobile dog whistle and it screams out of nowhere and then it pushes a car onto somebody else, the Batmobile won't run over anybody, but that other car will. So they basically, that's what you need to know. And I'm gonna make imagine a Jonathan Colton acoustic rock song feel that uses the Danny Elfman Batman tune. This is so fresh, I wrote it on the plane over here. So I'm gonna be making some shit up music-wise, but imagine like Gotham is scary, teeming with crime most foul. Villains be wary, justice is wearing a cowl. Batman is on the prowl. Yeah, the great Dark Knight's gonna set things right, fighting Scarecrow till he's done. He walks a straight and narrow road, living by a strict code where he never kills anyone. I said he never kills anyone, no, cause this guy totally lived, and that guy totally lived, when this guy totally lived, and that guy totally, you know, like, so basically, all the people. I have a friend of mine scrubbing through like hours of gameplay footage of Arkham Asylum to find the most egregious examples of this. Like, if I jumped off of a ledge at the top of the room and you're laying down on a stone slab and I punch you with my probably heavy and thick, like super metal glove, and I punch your face straight down and the mask you're wearing explodes because I'm punching you that hard, you're dead. You are dead. You will cease to function in your brain. You're dead. Anyway. Also, the first shot of the game is Joker in a cremation urn thing, so it's like, yeah, that guy fucking dead. Anyway, so, by the way, I should have mentioned, you guys have probably figured out, I sometimes speak in words that are somewhere between PG-13 and R, so if that's a big deal, maybe you should, you know, go to the bathroom for the next 40 minutes, or look at the vending area. I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm going to do a little bit. Anyway, so, what else do I have? Any of you guys get Rare Replay on the Xbox? Yeah? Or do you remember RC Pro-Am? Oh, yeah. I had a really weird plane ride, y'all. Like, this weird thing happens to me in planes where, by the way, eventually this is going to be Q&A. Right now, it's just a bunch of A. So like, I get caffeinated on a plane, and I don't know if it's like the rarefied air or what, but I get real creative. Like, sometimes I wonder if I should just like take a puddle jumper like to, you know, Chicago from New York and back just to like get some riding done. Expensive, not smart, but maybe. There's this thing in, let's open iTunes and see all the embarrassing stuff in there. Yeah, the first song on my Good Shuffles playlist is Aaron's Party. If you don't remember or know this song, you're missing out. It goes a little something like this. Anyway, now that we've addressed one of the more embarrassing things in my... okay, let's do... what was I... Oh, boopers. What was I just talking about? RC Pro-Am. I'm not even high, and it's legal here, so I don't. You know, maybe I should have. Maybe next year, if I do this again, maybe I should do my first ever Blazed live show, just because it's legal. Just because, like, I don't know what would happen, but I think it would be entertaining, just for the fact that, like, I've never done it. I mean, I probably seem vaguely high at all times, but that's just, you know, brain imbalance. But like, I'm talking about actual, factual. On an edible, you know, like facing the wrong way, totally out of it, trying to sing my songs. Okay, so RC Pro-Am has this. It's like got all this really rocking, like super 80s, and it's all like there's something really like for an 8-bit game, something really like urgent and serious about the soundtrack. Even when it's like time to race, you know? Time to race! However, this thing happens later in the game when you finish the game and you've gotten the game over or you got a high score where the game suddenly decides to be like Broadway. Like it's like jazzy for no reason. And I do this part. Wait for it. 5, 6, 7, 8, I fucking love this song. But it's the part of the game where you're entering your initials. See, I feel like the arcade was such a big deal in the early 80s that like they made games in the late 80s still harkening back, but why are you putting your initials into a cartridge with no battery backup? When you turn the game off, your initials are gone. So really it's just an excuse to try to write dirty words with 3 letters. This is an amazingly, let me start this sentence over. This is a ridiculously difficult tune to lyricize because of all the syncopation and the difficulty in figuring out what exactly the melody is. Let's listen again. Not this part. Yes, this part. Which notes in that were the melody? I don't know. But on the plane I tried. It's not done, it's probably like 15 seconds long, and I'm gonna biff it because I haven't practiced it, but let's see what happens. No, start over. Okay. 1, 2, I beat your score, dude. It's time to enter my name. It's one of these with just 3 characters, it doesn't seem fair. I mean, it's not like we're in the arcade where somebody could look at my name even after I'm playing it. But sometimes 80s games sort of remade, they simulate, emulate an arcade. If 3 is all I can take, I'm gonna enter something dirty like a filthy old word. It'll be a short one like see okay doc, or maybe even be a cake dick or make do the trick. Anyway, it's getting there and I'm embarrassed. That's awful. Anyway, that's never gonna see the light of day. I'm trying to get back into the lyrics videos because I feel like everybody's starting to look around and go, well, actually, let me start over. A lot of people are unengaged with the channel right now because I just haven't done that many lyrics videos this year. I've been working on this game I'm going to show you. But the thing is, that's kind of my moneymaker, and I've like farted around and tried to develop this game, but like I'm out of money. So it's time for me to get back to the videos, sell some MP3s, and do my job. It's a very weird life where you're like, oh, I guess I have to grow up and be a man and write something about, you know, an 80s video game. But like, that's my life. And so what I'm trying to do is find a good balance of doing stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's where it's the closest thing to selling out that I'll probably ever do. And then do something as obscure as RC Pro-Am that you guys remember. Why? Because this is the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. You guys are right in the pocket. The average Joe, average YouTube viewer, their parents might not have even been alive when that game came out. I don't know, I feel so old sometimes. But I'll make a reference that's like Full House. And they're like, oh, wasn't that like a Nick at Night show? And I'm like, oh my God, kill me. Anyway, half of you were laughing because half of you would ask that question. That's fine, that's fine. You're children. Anyway, so what's next? Let me take a few questions and then we'll check out the game. Yes, you.
Okay, so my question is, or I guess to learn a little bit more about, so kind of from your live show yesterday, I was starting to kind of wonder, what happened in your life to get you to Brentalfloss?
Who hurt you?
As you were starting, did you consider stand-up comedy, acting, you know, more traditional music before you got here?
Well, so like the main, here, let's cover up this, let's just, there we go. I think the main thing that guides me in my art and my career is an endless sucking need for attention. And so if that's your starting point, then you go, what's the easiest way to get that? In junior high it was, I can play the piano. And then in high school it was, I can be in plays. And then it was also, I can write songs for girls I like. And that's how my songwriting thing started. Writing like funny dick and fart songs, not that I ever grew out of that, but also trying to write songs for my like 13-year-old girlfriend, like based on Beatles chord progressions and stuff. And I mean, that became writing the score and the lyrics to a musical in high school, and then another one, and then two in college, and then I went to grad school for musical theater writing, because at that time, that was the way that I wanted to get this attention that I so desperately need. So stand-up comedians, I think it's kind of like, it's kind of like somebody who would rather do shrooms versus somebody who would rather do heroin, right? So for me, I don't need it right away. I can take it, I can do stuff that like, you know, puts, at the time it was like, I'll write a musical, and yeah, I'm gonna take these shrooms now. In 2 years, it's gonna feel great when the musical's done. But the stand-up comedians need it right now. Then I did YouTube, and unfortunately, YouTube is like more like the heroin, because you make a video, you have an idea for a video at the beginning of the day. If you bust your ass, you might have a video by that night, and you might have 1 million views by the next day. That's not how it usually goes, but the possibility is there. What stand-up act, and this is not to dog stand-up comedians, because I feel like I have a kinship with them. If you're doing stand-up, you know, like, when does it blow up? I mean, I guess if you, you know, like call out Bill Cosby for being a rapist, it could. But, you know, like a lot of times, it doesn't immediately. I know, it's sad. You know, the saddest part to me, other than the fact that he's an awful guy that did awful things, I can't do a Bill Cosby impression anymore. I was getting pretty good. Anyway, great point, Brent. Solid insight and analysis. What brought me to Brentalfloss? Like, I think the truth is, okay, I'm gonna do my kitchen lecture. If you're an aspiring artist, start listening, because I know I've been rambling. This is a thing that I say that it's never been proven untrue yet, so I'm gonna keep saying it. If you're artistic, don't mishear me now. You still might have a hard time figuring out what you should do. if you want to be on YouTube, say, well, you could do anything, makeup tutorials, anything you can dream of, you could put on YouTube. But what's going to be the thing that works, and why? The headline of the story is the thing that you can do in the way that you. Let me start over. There's something that you can do that only you can do in the way you can do it. Let me explain. Imagine that all of us individually are like unfinished, incomplete kitchens with a certain assortment of utensils. Maybe I've got a bowl, you've got a spatula, somebody's got a colander. I've got cumin, but you've got saffron, and this guy's got salt, lucky him. But like, we don't all have that much in our individual kitchens. The thing is, you gotta figure out what's the thing only I can make in this kitchen. Because even if it's not your favorite thing to make, it's probably gonna be the best thing you can make. That's kind of a cynical outlook, but think about it. Angry video game nerd, right? He wanted to make films. Why did the Angry Video Game Nerd take off and his films didn't? Well, because only he could have done the Angry Video Game Nerd like him. Did he ever make a horror movie like nobody else could? Well, no. I want to write a Broadway musical. I actually want to write a video game that's a musical. I want to write the Frozen of video games and create a new genre. Maybe that's a thing that only I could do, but I'll tell you one thing that only I could do, this lyric shit. If somebody else could do it the way that I do it, they would have stepped forward. And I think the truth is that it's just weird and demented and, you know, unique. But like nobody's lining up to do this. But what I'm saying is, I think what brought me to Brentalfloss is the fact that I just tried enough stuff and I found a thing people liked, and they liked it because I think of a unique combination of songwriting ability, comedy, and musical theater, you know, like storytelling, and also a huge wealth of knowledge of video games. It's a very specific, you know, I think everybody has exactly that level of specificity and uniqueness in their combination of abilities. I know you asked me a simple question, but I try to get my kitchen lecture in whenever I can because it kills two birds with one stone. People always like to ask, like, how do I get big on YouTube? And it's like, that's a whole day's worth of talking. But the core of it is, what can you do that no one else can do the way you do it? And once you figure that out, then that's a pretty good place to start. Thanks for the question. Did I sort of answer it?
I think so. To clarify one last thing, just as kind of hypothetical,
yeah.
Where did you see yourself, there may not be one answer to that, but where did you see yourself pre-YouTube?
I thought I was going to have a Tony Award-winning Broadway show by the age of 24. I was a silly little 20-year-old. But, I mean, you know, like I wrote musicals in college that killed. But what I didn't realize is that I was writing things that I thought were universally applicable to everyone. They were actually only applicable to a very small group of people. For instance, I wrote a musical called O-Usical, the Musical, and it was a satire of OU. It was sort of a South Park take on my college. So everybody at that college that came and saw the show loved it. It had no legs beyond that. Same with the With Lyrics series. Frankly, part of why I want to branch out and do other things is because the With Lyrics series will make a lot of people happy for a long time, but it will never puncture into the mainstream because it's not for the mainstream. This Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon video is sort of for people that haven't played the game, but it's really for people that played the game. To go, oh yeah, I do know that happened. That was funny. I do like that song. It's a unique multimedia experience that validates their nostalgia and their thoughts about the game. I'm being really philosophical today. Anyway, I feel like I need to move on to another question, but I hope I sort of answered it. Guy in the back, just raise your hand. Yes, go.
How often is it game first, then lyrics? Lyrics just come when you're playing the game, and how often is it just drunk shit thrown
What's
together?
the other way around?
Huh?
Game first, then lyric. What's the other?
Like you're playing the game and lyrics just come to you as you're playing, or you think of this lyrics would go with this game, and how often is it just drunk shit thrown together a la Final Fantasy IV with lyrics?
I think you mean 6, but the thing is, there was probably some substance going on with Final Fantasy IV love theme with lyrics, but it's very unique each time. Imagine that every With Lyrics series is like, or every With Lyrics video is like, imagine an enormous sphere of doors, all of them with big Alice in Wonderland keyholes. There's a way into each one, but it's different in each one. Maybe it's, with DuckTales with lyrics, I actually didn't really like the game growing up. I thought it was too hard because I wasn't a good gamer. I wasn't a talented, like, I wasn't that competitive asshole that, like, you know, beats you at the fighting game because he's been practicing. So the thing is, I just reheard the DuckTales Moon theme for the first time in 10 years and went, this is really good. My way in was the music, but Crazy Duck in Space is actually, I feel like, just, it's a classic in my little discography. But the way in was the music. Mario Kart 8, I banged my head against the wall and wrote 2 different full drafts of Mario Kart with lyrics before I realized it's the babies. It's the babies. That's the gag. It's the fucking babies. That was the final keyhole in. It's a puzzle. And you just, it's like Jenga. You just, you know, go around and try to find the loose one and pull it out and hope it doesn't all fall to earth. And, you know, this is a weird analogy, but I'm going with it. I'm sticking to it. So with the BioShock song, you know, that wasn't with lyrics. So my way in was just that I wanted to do justice to the game in a lighthearted way. That song just poured right out of me right after I beat it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Do I have it? I think this song I wrote about an hour, or this thing I'm going to show you, I recorded this about an hour after beating BioShock with lyrics. So this is the extreme side of when it really is easy and just happens naturally because I played a game. You'll notice it's different than the final version, but not much.
Won't you come on down to Rapture? Pop a shot into your arm. It'll slowly corrode your genetical code, but it's all part of the charm.
So like that was one of those times where the song just came out like an egg, you know? And then stuff like, I've been working on a Crash Man with lyrics for fucking ever. And I think the reason I never pulled the trigger is because the central joke of Crash Man with lyrics, let me just show you. Trigger warning, this involves drunk driving. Yeah. So let me see if I can sing this with any, okay. Couldn't be more wrong. Could not be more wrong. Why is this? Okay. Yeah, no kidding. Crash Man. Why? Oh, I hate the new iTunes so much. Jesus. Didn't I just see it? Oh wait, that's the one I want, sorry. Okay, this is gonna be way too fast for me to sing. But the thing is, this is an example of the other way around, where you work and work and work on a song that you like, but it just doesn't ever come together. And maybe you'll like it, I don't know, but this is, oh, come on, here. It's so tiny, I can't read it. Maybe, fuck it, you guys are already reading. Let me just try this. Crash Man. Put on my party shoes. I think it's time to crash. Come on now, time to party. Somebody take my car keys or you'll be sorry. That's what they call me. Crash Man on the highway. Got my third DUI today. Get out of my way. That's what they call me. Crash Man. Flash Man's a registered sex offender bot. And Junk Man, Horde, Needle Man, Crochet. Slash Man, breaks Billy, Mega Man, fanfic. And Plant Man smokes plant life every day. All while these robots have a weakness. It's like a gene in the family line. I said that all while these robots have a weakness. And baby, drinking and driving's mine. Pants up, won't that crash a tractor into a trash compactor. I'll clean up after, but with a moment. Let's crash. Borrowed your car, didn't really go far. It needs a roll bar. Why did you rush me? I'm smashed. Friends don't let friends drink and drive. That's important. Friends don't let friends toke and drive. That's important, but most important of all. Listen, friends, don't let Crash Man approach vehicle. All right. It's getting there. But sometimes you just sort of go like, what is the joke here? And do I think it's funny? Are we past the point where drinking and driving like, ha, Billy Joel, Lindsay Lohan, Ted Kennedy? Is it funny, or is this the kind of song that's funny until, another Princess Diana happens, and everyone's like, oh, too soon thing that already happened. Like, too soon insensitive video that was released before this tragedy. But anyway, I hope that gave you some insight. But what I'd like to do now is play the game I'm developing. So remember, it's clunky, and my script coder guy was like, you know what, we need all these vocal cues to make it feel like it's alive, to make the voiceover make the game feel, you know, like a game. And I was like, okay, but we only have a day before we need to finish this prototype. So there's a lot of frankly annoying, obnoxious VO of my voice in this game. What I'd like to do, because of the nature of the game, it's glitchy, I need 4 volunteers. Before you raise your hands, who in here thinks you're funny? Okay. You? Afro? Any ladies? You? You. All right, come on down, 4 of you. Let's give it up. Actually, you know what? Stay in your seats, because it doesn't really matter. Let's give it up for our participants. This is one of those games where if you wanted to troll, you could join the game and not be one of these 4 people. But after that number of players, it can kind of get a little bit glitchy. So there's going to be 5 of us, including me. Let's see how it goes. No promises. Let's give this a shot. It's called Use Your Words, and it's a comedy game. Let's see if it works. Now, hold on. This is a not. Did you know this game is gluten-free? Shut up. I, honest to God, hate me in this game. One day, if I am in this game, it will be better, but I despise me in this game. Okay, so I wonder if there's some kind of IP blocky thing you do. Let's try again. Right with unity. See, this spinning thing is saying, fuck you. Not working today. Hey, look, ballet.
In case you're wondering, this is Use Your Words, the comedy party.
Okay. So, pooper scoopers. Does anybody have a Wi-Fi hotspot? Nobody? That's fine. Who said that? Okay, come on down and give this person a round of applause. So, and I'm, people in charge, am I down at 12:30, 12:40, 12:25?
It's going to be 12:15.
Ah, the classic, well-known 45-minute panels. Cool, all right, no worries, happy about it. Sorry, I just want this to happen. What's your name? Grayson.
This happened last year.
What happened last year?
Last year. The mobile hotspot thing.
With you and me?
Well, kinda.
In a dream?
Lots of dreams.
Okay. This is gonna happen tonight, y'all. I see where this is going. This is great. Anyway, in real life, what's the?
Like last year was the.
It would be super great if you could let me know how to get on that hotspot. Let's see. Join other network. Cool network name. Oh wait. In theory, it might know. Yeah, I don't want to join the Borg today. There we go. Grayson's Spore. All right. Is it really? How do I spell bruh? Cool password, bro. Cool password, bro. Sometimes I do that with the iPhone. I do like a photo rave where it's like, it's fun. It helps when you have a microphone and a PA. Okay. What are we doing? If I rub you with this direction, counterclockwise, is that, oh, maybe you like clockwise better? Yeah, or maybe you like up and down, yeah, 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 side to side. Yeah. They do. All right, let's see if, All right. I hate this picture. I hate that one. What the fuck is this? Look how skinny I am. God, I was so hot. All right. Anyway, let's try this again. If you see a room code, that means it worked. Yeah! All right. Yeah. All right. Your phone is mine for the foreseeable future. All right. So, what I need you guys to do.
Did you know this game is...
Shut up. The four of you playing, I need you to go to comeygames.com. This is one day going to be a URL that's not a pain in the ass. It's UYW after that. And much like the game Fibbage, this is sort of along the lines of a Jackbox game. There's many, many things we're implementing that aren't in the game right now. This is just a prototype. Okay, so once you get there, you're going to enter the room code and then your name. You can enter whatever you want for the name, clearly. That's me, I'm in the game. This is how it goes. Pretty cool. I find that when I play this game in panels, I've done it a few times, what happens is people play, there we go, Peg left it, yar, welcome to the ship. All right, Titicaca, all right. Now, nobody pressed the start game button yet, or you'll fuck it up. Because we need like a, are you sure? Okay, great. If you're just joining us, you weren't fucking invited. That's fine, I'm gonna go with it, but one of you's a troll, and I will find you. And you better be fucking funny. All right, so the way this game works, before we press the start game button, is that you are going to be presented with different versions of fill in the blank. You fill in the blank with what you think is the funniest one that you think other people will vote on. Then we're going to see everybody's answers anonymously and then vote. So it's a game about coming up with funny answers. Don't put too much pressure on yourself because it's really just about what makes you laugh. Okay, let's give this a shot.
I can count on one hand the number of people playing because one of my hands has an extra finger. Anyway, here we go.
There are 4 categories. Hashtaggery is a Twitter-style hashtag war game. Blankety blank is kind of like Cards Against Humanity. Captionista, you add a newspaper headline to a picture. And the title, you actually add your own subtitle to a piece of, like a foreign film clip. So vote for which one you want and we'll see what it spits out. All right, welcome to Blankety Blank. In this game, you'll be prompted with a sentence where one or more of the words has been replaced by a blank. Fill it back in with whatever you think your fellow players will vote for. All right, the prompt is, a good boyfriend buys you flowers. A great boyfriend, blank. 90 seconds on the clock. Okay, soon we're going to see everybody's answers. Here we go. Here's what we wrote. You can do it. I believe in you, game. Oh, the sadness of developing a video game. Here we go. Wow, okay. Solid. Wow. Yeah, all right. High five to whoever wrote that. It's great boost. All right, now we on the phones are going to pick our favorite. And don't vote for your own, you dicks. You're not dicks, I love you. Okay. This is going to show us who wrote which one and how many votes they got. Not all the categories do that yet. Oh, Bath Liquor, you were right. 1 vote for Peg Leg Dave. 1 vote for Titicaca. 1 vote for Shuts Up. I cheated because I've answered this a few times. All right. Oh gosh, this is the most self-indulgent thing I could ever do, and I win by. Okay, let's do one more. Let's try sub the title. I think you guys are gonna like this one. It's clunky in the way it's programmed, but I think you'll see the fun in it. So just vote for sub the title on your phones. You ready? Have chosen sub the title. In this game, you'll watch a short subtitled film clip. There's going to be a blank subtitle toward the end of the clip, and it's your job to write what that line of dialogue would be in English, or whatever language you prefer. Pay attention. It's only going to show once.
Есть у нас поговорка. С родной земли умри, да не сходи.
So, he says my people have a saying, he says something profound, then crosses his arms. You write what you want him to say. The clip will play over and over again during this time, so you can like take another look at it. What you're gonna see is everybody's answers, all in, a montage of, playing the clip over and over again. The reveal and voting process is pretty clunky, but we'll see how this goes.
Есть у нас поговорка. С родной земли умри, да не сходи.
Well played, well played.
Есть у нас поговорка. С родной земли умри, да не сходи. Есть у нас поговорка. С родной земли умри, да не сходи.
Their marketing manager is one of the people on the phones, I guess.
Есть у нас поговорка. С родной земли умри, да не сходи. Есть у нас поговорка. С родной земли умри, да не сходи.
Sounded fun.
Есть у нас поговорка. С родной земли умри, да не сходи.
This is a solid round, you guys. This is going to be hard to vote. All right, judging time. And it's only going to show the winner, and it's not going to show who wrote which one, so we're still working on that part.
Есть у нас поговорка. С родной земли
All right.
умри, да не сходи.
Who wrote that one? Raise your hand. Way to go. All right, Peg Leg Dave. All right, so the winner is Peg Leg Dave. All right, so that's basically the game. There's a lot more to it. We've got to implement a lot more elements of it, but basically, that's what you're getting into when you play Use Your Words. So thank you for joining me for that. A couple things to note: it's going to eventually play with you. Like, one thing we realized is if you're with a group of people that's just not terribly funny, but they can be funny, you basically need something making the game still funny. So basically part of the developing of the game is having really funny writers come up with 2 or 3 solidly funny answers for each one, and then the game plays with you. Now, there's always at least one funny answer, and if you get penalized for voting for the game's answer, you're trying to write your own humorous answers without having to feel anxious about competing with each other. Anyway, any quick thoughts about I mean, like, as far as feedback, this looks like shit right now, but it's like the skeleton on which we put flesh. But any thoughts based on what you saw? Team Rocket.
How much do you plan on selling for?
Well, we're thinking in the $10 kind of like download from the eShop kind of range. We could wiggle up or down a few bucks, but I think that's right about where we want to go. Green stripes.
Are you planning on making it so you can't vote for yourself?
Yes.
It's kind of cheating.
Yes. Yes. You.
When will this, like, where are you planning to release it?
Yesterday, but it'll be at least a year. Video, it's a long story, but basically, I've got one of the best people in the industry working on this, but because he's one of the best people, he's got a full-time job already, so it's taking some time. Green shirt.
Approximately how long will it take, like, to do a complete game?
Well, we're gonna have 2 modes. One mode is gonna basically take you through 10 turns of what you just saw, and then the final turn, you'll get to use your points in kind of a Jeopardy gamble. Like, you can bet all your points to get more, or you can just, stick with what you have. That should take on the order of 20 to 30 minutes, but we're also gonna have a free play mode where you just sort of play till you're done, the way that most people play Cards Against Humanity. Like, most people, I don't think, really keep score to a game point. You just play and laugh, and when you're done, you're done. That's the current plan. Thoughts on that?
20 to 30 minutes sounds like considering you're giving like a minute and a half for each for the questions, maybe slightly, if you're going to go 10 rounds, it'll probably be a little longer than that.
We've got some math to work out for sure. We haven't tried
I
it.
like the idea of at least having a way for people that have lower scores have a chance, like in the later rounds.
Yeah, well, the slogan we have right now is a game for funny people and their unfunny friends, and we've got a lot of work to do on that second half, because funny people take to this game like, flies to honey. However, unfunny people are literally anxious and nervous when they're asked to play this game in mixed company. It's kind of like asking somebody like me to like do a solo dance in the club. Like, hey, here's a spotlight. You should just go and do a dance thing. Like, I don't want anybody to look at me doing improvised dance. It makes me anxious. I feel like I can't do it. This is what some people that don't think they're funny feel when they're playing the game. So we're gonna have helper words where some of the categories, when you're thinking during the clock ticking, it actually just gives you little words to jog thoughts if you're sort of lost. And like I said, the game does play with you, and we're trying to basically come up with as many prompts as possible that really spark the imagination. If we play a couple rounds in testing the game with prompts and nobody can think of anything all that funny, then it's not their fault. It's the fault of the prompt not like teeing them up. For instance, one of the hashtags is Dirty Dr. Seuss titles. I cannot tell you how funny that makes people. Even if they're not funny, they can come up with How the Grinch Stole My Virginity, or Are You My Anus, or like The Cat in the Dick Hat. It's just, for some reason, it sparks the imagination and makes it easy to be funny. Whereas we had one that was like supposed to be You Had Me at Hello, but it was You Had Me at Blank. And it was always like pulling teeth to get funny answers when we tested that one. So instead of trying to like find a way to make the player feel more confident, we cut the question and stuck with funnier prompts that just tee you up for comedy. So just double checking, I'm out of here at 12:15, yeah?
If everybody promises to pick up their trash and I don't have to spend as much time cleaning, I can give you an extra 10 minutes.
Give it up for Charlotte, she's awesome. Thank you, Charlotte. I did not spend that much time on Q&A, so I'm going to do a lightning round of Q&A. If you want it to be about the game, cool. If you want it to be just about general stuff, cool. But I am going to be keeping my answers short for once in my life. Yes, on the far corner.
Okay.
That's you.
Did you ever make any lyric videos that you got completely done, but then decided not to release?
No. I should have with Metroid. Anyway, actually, quick story about that. The original draft of the Metroid thing was about Samus having a female lover back home, and the idea was it was revealed at the end like she was a girl all along. Just like the first game, she was a girl all, kind of in a pro-gay, like, yeah, you thought this was a Disney princess thing, but actually, this is pro-gay, motherfuckers, this is progressive. Samus is a badass, she don't need no man, but she has a woman. Anyway, I didn't do that. I chickened out. I thought people would think it was some kind of pornographic, like, guy lesbo fantasy. So I changed it to a heteronormative thing, and people hated it. Interesting. Anyway, should have gone with my gut there. Green Stripes.
Anything you've regretted uploading, just like...
Most of it. I mean, the nature of art and comedy is, if you're not cringing at most of the stuff that you did at any given point 3 to 5 years ago, then you're not growing. And Tetris I do sort of have mixed feelings about now, because even at the time the joke was like, hey, I'm being a douche in this video, haha, I'm being kind of a tool. But that doesn't necessarily come through. It almost seems like I kind of mean it. And same with the Toad video. I love gay people. I experimented in junior high with dudes, so I had a guilty secret all through high school and in Texas, where I didn't want anyone to know that I'd experimented. So I was essentially gay. I wasn't, but you know what I mean? Just like them, I had a secret that I was so scared anybody would find out. So the idea that I was gay bashing is ridiculous, because I'm like an honorary gay in my mind. I've written 4 musicals. Come on, I've earned this. But what I'm saying is that the Toad song came off as gay bashing, even though my plan was to make it seem homophobic and sneak in stuff like he was born that way, and like it's not a big deal and we love him anyway. But it didn't quite come off that way. So those are the things that I regret a little bit, because I can't clean them off my record. I have thought about making a lyric to the game Tetris 2. There was an NES game called Tetris 2, and making it like this weird, very deeply philosophical treatise on gender politics, but in the way that Tetris 2 was not a better loved game than Tetris, but it was a better game mechanically, and it was smarter. And in the same way, making Tetris with lyrics too, like a better, smarter, and ultimately less well-received video that is meta about the fact that it's gonna be less well-received because it's better in that way. Anyway, you.
What's your favorite lyrics video?
Oh my God, the best question ever. This is a hard one. I had so many children, and I want to kill them all. My favorite lyric?
Yeah.
Okay, let's ditch the video part. My favorite video, I think, I still, for whatever reason, I love Castlevania 2 with lyrics. My favorite lyric, though, I don't know if I ever loved a lyric more than the Mega Man 3 extended remix in 2008. 8 robot bosses and 8 levels, the Shovel and Rebel and Devilry, all still their weaponry. If you're a ghast and you can't last, there's a fast way to pass all those bastard bots, blue and red password dots. That's fucking hip-hop poetry. It's not like this, Luigi's Mansion, Donald Trump's wife, har har. It's not that shit, it's good. I think Cave Story's also pretty good. Quotes, poor brains in the deep age, but he's thrashing every ass hat in a little ash hat lookalikes. Flowers make the bunnies rage. Now they're acting rash like a dirty Jersey trash snack snookalikes. I actually pronounced most of that wrong, but the point is that when I get to do cool internal rhyme stuff, it's awesome, and those are the lyrics I appreciate the most. MacGyver with lyrics nobody cares about. 2009, go check it out. And nobody remembers it, but like, there's some really cool, like, if there's any way I'll give MacGyver a shout. Oh, fuck it, I don't even remember the lyrics for that one. But I'm just saying, lyrics, the craft of lyrics is totally different from whether a video is going to do well. One of my most popular videos has 20 seconds of me going, dicks, boobies, dicks, boobies, dicks, boobies, boobies, dicks. Not exactly Sondheim, Not going to win any Tony Awards today. Go Google Sondheim, it'll be great. What I'm saying is that one did well because I had something to say, but the craft of the lyrics is its own special category. So as far as the best lyric, I still feel like Mega Man 3 Extended Remix was one of my favorites. Thanks for the question. So we're up through 12:25 then?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Thank you so much. Okay, bow tie.
You, a long time ago, you released a song called Mr. Carrie.
Yes.
It's about a teacher.
Yes.
That song was amazing.
Thank you.
I loved it. And I think it's because, well, it's not about video games, but it's about somebody important to you in your life that pushed you forward. Do you have other songs like that, or that you've not released, or have more?
I mean, look, dude, I want to unleash on the world my actual heart, but I have bills to pay. I'm gonna play you a couple seconds of a song about a girl. And you don't get to know who she is, but just know that it was a big fucking deal. Thank you, shitty speakers. That's not your fault, I'm sorry. Anyway, whoop-de-shit, you wrote a cool song because you couldn't sleep. But the point is that, like, there's a lot of stuff I want the world to hear, but, you know, I think I released the Super Secret EP in, like, 2011 when I was still making good money off the first album, and, like, I didn't really spend a lot of that well. And by the way, the AV people here are some of the nicest and, like, most awesome people I've worked with at cons, so don't think that I'm insulting them when I say that that sounded like shit for whatever reason. It could be my laptop. The point is, yeah, I have songs like that. I have a song called Kumbaya with a Bomb that I'm working on. I smoked a lot of weed after I broke up with my girlfriend last year. It was kind of like the weed equivalent of becoming an alcoholic for a month. Like, I was just smoking every night because, you know, 4-year relationship, like, you know. But then I stopped because I was like, I gotta get my head together. And when I stopped, my dreams came back. This is a thing that happens if you stop smoking weed, your brain is able to dream again, and your REM sleep is amazing. So I was having these wacky, vivid dreams, a lot of them about a specific person, and in one of them, there was this little, like, Victrola in a weird, like, Venus on the shell kind of shell. Big, like, coral shell housing a Victrola, which is a record player. And there was a Ben Folds song on it that's not actually a song, but it was Ben Folds in the dream. And then the chorus went like, Kumbaya with the bomb, Kumbaya with the bomb. What the fuck does that mean? But I woke up and went, Kumbaya with a bomb. It's totally stupid, but there's something to it. And I wrote a song about weird dreams I had after I stopped smoking weed. And I want the world to know. But it doesn't have the words with lyrics. It's not about a video game. So my plan is this. My plan is to make a video game, and if that makes me money and buys me some time, maybe the with lyrics thing becomes, you know, once a month or something, but like part-time, where I'm still cranking out stuff for the fans, but I'm getting to stretch my legs in other ways. Because, like, you know, I have whatever, deep artistic soul and blah, 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 whatever. Like, I have other shit I want to do. And it's kind of, at some point, if your interesting artsy-fartsy bohemian thing becomes a day job, there does come a point where if you do it too much, it starts to feel like you're just a guy at the factory doing the lever, and the thing comes down the conveyor and you do the lever again. Not that there's anything wrong with blue-collar work, but, you know, I don't get the benefits of that. Like, I don't know, a W-9? Anyway, or whatever the form is that, you know, taxes, instead of just weird, like, iTunes paying you and not, anyway, that's a different story. What was your question?
I was just wondering if you had more stuff that you plan to release like that.
So much. So much. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do over the next, I don't know, 50 years before I'm dead, is if you like the with lyrics stuff, and if you like what I do in general, just do me a favor and check out the other stuff I do if I ever branch out. If you don't like it, I can't make you like it. But the thing is, I have a lot of cool stuff I want to do, and some of it will just plain suck. Some of it will just be like, whoa, dude, that was not what we want from you. It's like if McDonald's started selling spaghetti. You might like spaghetti, but you're not going to McDonald's for it. But, you know, come along with me on that ride. If you haven't checked out my full Bandcamp discography, listen to Benchwarmer, listen to the Super Secret EP. I've got stuff that's not just the thing you thought you liked. And maybe you won't like it, but maybe you will. So, thanks, Bowtie Guy. All right, I got time for one more question, and then we're going to the autograph area if you want to grab CD, poster, autograph, handshake. Obviously, autographs and pictures are free. You can also buy stuff, and I do take cards. Yes?
How do you deal with, like, writer's block or just creative block?
Well, I cry a lot. No, writer's block just, it sucks, and the thing is, I deal with writer's block, unfortunately, by waiting until there's a better reason. Like if I have a deadline, it'll pull something out of me. The way that in college you pull an all-nighter to finish the midterm paper. But sometimes if I have writer's block, I ask myself, why do I have writer's block? And sometimes the answer is because you're not writing a good thing. You have writer's block because your gut is going, dude, the best version of this is still a C+. Don't you want to write something where the best version of it is like at least a, A-? Like, and so sometimes writer's block does not come from a place of, it's not some demon that's possessing you. It's actually your gut telling you subtly, hey, stop, do something else. Anyway, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for tolerating me. Thanks for playing the game. And if you want, you can follow the Twitter feed of the game in progress at Use Your Words. And anyway, I really appreciate you coming, and maybe see you in a second at the autograph thing.